What's up, Navi Nation? I'm Mo, and this is my 2022 Honda Navi, and today we're installing the Rolling Wrench CDI. So I have the Unrestricted CDI from Rolling Wrench right here. I'm gonna throw it into this Honda Navi, but first I'm gonna go on a little HotLap and data track using a couple apps, and I'm gonna see where on the road I'm hitting the rev limiter at what speed, and I'm gonna do the exact same lap after I install this to hopefully show the improvement or the benefit of having this CDI. If yours is not hitting the rev limiter on flat ground, you still have a lot of mods that you can put in before needing this unrestricted CDI. For my case, I am hitting the rev limiter at 55 miles per hour. So I'm hoping that with this, I'll be able to go above that speed. So let's take it out and then get back and put this in. All right, I'm all geared up to go, but first let's get a cold start. These Navis like to be warmed up really well, so whenever I'm doing any type of performance testing, I like to warm it up as much as possible, ride it around a little bit before I start. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, make sure it is warm, happy, ready to go, and I will see you guys back when that is the case. Excited for this one, let's get it. Pulled off here. We hit the rev limiter a couple times on the way here, so I got that recorded for you. Hopefully the sound comes through. Let me turn the bike off. I also have the Diablo Superbike app that I'm going to be using to track my top speed, to track my acceleration ratio, all kinds of other little metrics here that we're going to compare before and after we do the CDI, just so we can get a full, comprehensive comparison test. So I'm gonna go ahead and rip through this little back roads here. Hope to hit the rev limiter a couple times just to show you guys, and then I'll go throw the CDI in, and we'll come back to the same spot, run the same exact track, and show you guys the difference there. So let's get it started. I know you guys heard it a bunch of times on those downhills, but I think you could hear me bouncing off the limiter a number of times throughout that ride. So we'll see how it goes after this. All right, so now that we got our 4 results tracked, all the data measured, we're gonna go ahead and throw the CDI onto the Navi. I'm not gonna show you guys how I do this. Rolling Wrench has a great video on it. I'll link it here or somewhere. I don't know, first time doing this video thing. But I will have it for you guys so you can follow along with that one. The other thing is I don't have a tach right now, a tachometer. So I'd like to set the red line at 10,000 RPMs instead of leaving it unrestricted, which this CDI allows for, just because I don't want it to go, be too high revving. And I think 10,000 on a bike like this is great. So without further ado, let's get this CDI installed. So you can see here, this is the old CDI box again, the old spark cable, and then the 2-in-1 CDI cable from Rolling Wrench. Cannot wait to get this in. There you have it. The CDI is installed. Let's go take it out. Guys, so you saw the results of the CDI in the video. You saw where we were hitting the limiter before. We're no longer hitting it, so it obviously does its job there. I want to go over the improvements that were made, and then I'll go through a little conclusion for you guys. So I'm going to put the before top speed right here and the after top speed right here for you guys. The one thing that I'll note about this is this 4 mile per hour increase in top speed, 3 mile per hour increase in top speed. This happened on a downhill section of the course. On flat ground, we weren't able to get above 58 miles per hour, and so the CDI itself isn't really going to be pushing you to a new top speed on flat ground as much as a lot of people think it is. The Navi itself, without all the additional modifications, without the carb, without the clutch, without all that stuff, it just doesn't have the power on its own to propel itself past that point. And the reason I know this is because since I filmed the first section of the video, I went ahead and put a tach on the Navi so I could track the RPMs as well before filming this conclusion, because I felt that it would provide a better understanding of what the CDI is actually doing. So on flat ground, we're hitting that 58 mile per hour mark at around 8,900 RPMs. On the downhill section, when we're hitting that 59, 60 mile per hour mark, we're doing so at around 9,100 RPMs. Now, you might be thinking, oh, that's awesome, we're going above the rev limiter that's set by Honda. that's not really the case, right? And I'll show you guys why. So here's a screenshot from my good buddy Patrick. I included his socials as well. He's on the forefront of Navi modification and customization. So if you want to follow him, I definitely would recommend it. But this screenshot from him shows him going at 60 miles per hour at 91,000 RPMs. He does not have the CDI installed. Instead, he has the carb upgraded, the clutch upgraded, the varier upgraded, an exhaust, an air intake. He's properly jetted, and his Navi's going at the same speed and RPMs as mine is, but his is flat ground and mine is downhill. So that leads me to my conclusion on this CDI. I think you'll get more bang for your buck if you put the $200 for the CDI into upgrading other parts of your Navi. Okay, so we're talking upgrading the carb, upgrading the clutch, upgrading the weights in the variator, aftermarket exhaust, air intake, even the DCR cam. All of these mods are going to help your Navi actually push itself beyond the RPM range threshold, right? And you know, if you notice in Patrick's picture, he doesn't have the CDI, but he's still able to go to 91,000 RPMs because of these other mods that he's done. So it's really up to you. Do you want to be able to go 60 miles per hour on a downhill? Throw the CDI on your stock Navi. If you want to be able to go 60 miles per hour on flat ground, save that $200 from the CDI and put it towards upgrading the rest of your Navi. Once you've done all that, once you've thrown the cam in, if you're hitting the rev limiter on flat ground, then go ahead and get that CDI and, you know, see what you can do. But I really don't think that the CDI is a necessary mod for people. I think a lot of people think, oh, I'm hitting the rev limiter. If I get the CDI, I'm gonna be able to go, you know, 5-10 miles per hour over that. That's really not the case, and that's what we saw here. So, you know, again, the CDI does its job in removing the rev limiter, but it's not gonna give your Navi extra juice to push it beyond the current top speed that it's going. You're gonna need to upgrade the carb, the clutch, the variator, the exhaust, the air intake, jet, and even throw in the cam before it's getting anywhere near hitting the rev limiter on flat ground. So yeah, guys, in conclusion, I would say hold off on getting the CDI until you've upgraded other parts of your Navi. It's a great product, it works great, but it's not gonna have the results that you want in terms of raising your flat ground top speed and making the Navi faster. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I really appreciate you tuning in. I'm glad we got to the bottom of the rolling wrench unrestricted CDI for the Honda Navi. We got a lot of fun stuff. We're gonna be testing a lot of different parts and getting really in depth with them. So, you know, please hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and follow along with the journey. Again, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll see you next time.